Am I audible?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are
So,
audible.
yeah. Uh, my name is Shaini Shartal, and it's an honor to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Shayuk Chakraborty. He is a practicing advocate at the Honorable High Court of Judicature at Calcutta and also a member of the Executive Council of the Indian Law Institute, West Bengal State Unit. He has worked at the West Bengal Human Rights Commission. He has been entrusted to draft the first statutes of the CCOM Skills University. He had also been a legislative assistant to a member of the parliament. To mention a few of his achievements, he has participated and won many debates in his field. He is a frequent speaker in law seminars and symposiums across the state of West Bengal. What an absolute pleasure it is, sir, to have you with us today. With that, I would like you to take over. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall I start? I mean, Professor Dr.
Please,
Banerjee. Shall I
please,
start? Yeah.
please.
Thank you, ma'am. Sorry for the technological glitch that happened. I'm not very technologically sound, so that's how it happened. Anyway, okay, Sera. So this is something that have to do with beyond branding. So I am told by Professor Dr. Banerjee that we have already done the tits and bits of branding previously. So our sole concern would be to, delve into the prospects beyond branding. So in a way, let me start with a rather simple illustration, and subsequently I get on with the slides, which Ms. Shorkar, Olivia Shorkar will, put to display, because I don't have, I'm having this on my phone, so I cannot possibly have the slides displayed from my phone in any case. So shall I start?
Please do. You're already on.
Yeah. Thank you. So, I mean, beyond branding, this is a subject of wide import, and we are starting at 6:14, and I have just 20 minutes to delve into it. It's too short a time for too broad a topic. So, in any case, let me start with a simple example as to what branding and copyright is all about. Then I will subsequently come to logo and other aspects of it. So I'm sure, I am not quite sure how many participants are there today. In any case, the charge is running out. Can you please bring the charger? In any case, it's working here. Oh, thank you. So I can just a second. I'll just leave it from here and yeah. Am I still visible? Am I
No,
still
your
visible?
ceiling fan is visible.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Now
still
your face
visible?
is visible.
Oh, thank you. In any case, let me continue till I can. Anyway, so let me start with a simple illustration. So I'm sure we all have known a brand called Zara. Zara, that is a clothing brand, right? So which has a turnover of around 3 billion euros per year. That's a brand which was established and created in Spain back in 70s, and it's a brand which has stores all over the major cities across the globe. So they have outlets in India too. I mean, they have quite a few outlets in West Bengal as well now. So in 2003, another brand which was not exactly delivering the same services, but it was delivering snacks and drinks, came up in Chennai by the name of Zara Tapas Bar. Tapas, T-A-P-A-S. Tapas in Spanish means snack. It's an alternative word for snack. So Zara Tapas Bar came up in Chennai in 2003, and they subsequently applied for a registration of their trademark. Now, both Zara the clothing, which operates like in Zara Kids, Zara Men, Zara Women, Zara Home, and through various other names, and Zara Tapers Bar, I mean, they were providing different kind of services. So they were not offering same services per se. But subsequently, the clothing brand, that is Zara, which was incorporated in Spain and which has been trademarked in various other countries across the globe, they raised an objection with the Chennai registry office that, look, the Zara bar, that is Zara Tapers Bar, they are riding on the goodwill of Zara, that is the clothing brand. And therefore, you must not allow them to have the trademark. Subsequently, the Zara food outlet, they, had Twitter handles like Zara Airport, Zara Cathedral, Zara Mumbai, Zara Kolkata, Zara Airport, and things like that. And in that, in those, advertisements, the word Zara was readable, and Zara Tapers Bar was hardly visible or readable. So finally, the matter came up before the Delhi High Court, and Delhi High Court said that the Zara Tapers Bar was in fact riding on the fraudulently and dishonestly riding on the goodwill of Zara Tapers Bar on the clothing brand, and subsequently the application of Zara was allowed. So there comes the importance of having your brand registered, because in a way, I mean, both are involved in giving business identity and branding, but brand alone does not create any legal protection. When the brand is registered, is trademarked, then only it gives you the legal protection that you deserve. So therefore, I mean, if you take the example of Apple Incorporation, right? It's one of the leading branding companies of the world. I mean, when I say Apple, you immediately associate it with iPhone, iPad, iPod, iTunes, and whatnot. But all that comes with the symbol of that half-eaten apple, right? So there comes the importance of brand and the registered trademark. So what identifies Apple as a brand is the half-eaten apple. So because, and in a way, it distinguishes the product from other products which are in a way offering similar kind of services. Am I being audible and am I being understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You carry on.
So
If there are problems, we'll ask you. You carry on.
okay. So the half-eaten apple is what distinguishes other products from the brand Apple. And if you go to their website, you will find the detailed guidelines for using the Apple trademark. I mean, there's a dedicated legal team which deals with the prospects of, suspected theft of intellectual property or privacy or product infringement. There's a dedicated legal team which deals with it. I mean, because that half-eaten apple is associated with the brand, and therefore, in a way, what I intend to say is all trademarks in a way are brands. So all trademarks in a way are brands, but not all brands are trademarks. So all trademarks in a way are brands, but all brands are not trademarks. Only those brands which get itself registered are trademarks. So that's the threshold difference between brand and trademark. And I please request Miss shortcut to have the slides on display, if she can,
Okay, it is showing. Olivia, tell him that the slides are showing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Olivia,
okay.
tell him which slide is showing.
So this is the second slide, 2 key ingredients.
Okay, just a second. Let me come to that. Yeah. So trademark, the present trademark definition or the structure that we have, we get it from the Act, which was incorporated in 1999. So it's a mark which is capable of being represented graphically. Am I being audible?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
That's fine. A mark capable of being represented graphically and which is capable of distinguishing the goods and service of one person to those of others in respect of shape of goods, their packaging, and or combination of colors. Now, 2 key ingredients as to when trademark can be registered. So first one would be the trademark is being represented graphically, that something that you represent graphically, and it must be capable of distinguishing one good from another. So these are 2 grounds, ingredients on the basis of which trademark is granted in India. Now, grounds of refusal of trademark, I mean, marks that devoid of any distinctive character, marks that might cause confusion in public. There has been a case with regard to the second point. Somebody claimed a copyright over her master's voice, and they replaced the dog's picture with that of a cat, right? So when I see it, so his master's voice remains the same, HMV, and the dog's picture is being replaced by a cat. So that is, in fact, this is a Calcutta High Court reported judgment, is creating confusion amongst public as to what HMV is really all about. So that is mark that might cause confusion in public, and marks that might appeal to religious sentiments to any class of people. That is something very easy to understand. Marks which are obscene and scandalous. Now, what we consider obscene in India might not be considered obscene in US or for any other country. But here we have a definite definition under Indian Penal Code and the Code of Criminal Procedure as to what is obscene and what is not obscene. So we have to adhere to that. And marks which are prohibited under the Emblems and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act. So, if somebody uses Ashok Stamba as their trademark, then of course the registry won't issue the trademark. So if the mark consists of shape of goods which results from the nature of the goods themselves, this is a bit contradictory, but take it in the spirit that if I'm having a copyright for tea, I can't be using a tea garden as its symbol or logo, because that is something from which all teas are produced, right? Unless you have a tea garden, you cannot possibly produce tea. And that marks consist shape of goods which is necessary to obtain a technical result, and marks which give substantial value to the goods. Like the BIS mark, right? All gold products ought to have BIS mark. But BIS mark means that it is 22 carat or 24 carat or 18 carat or 10 carat of gold. But it does not distinguish between 22 carat and 22 carat gold bought from 2 different outlets or 2 different brands. So that is it. And interest of your and the importance of having a trademark registration. That of course, gives you an exclusive right over your brand. It protects the brand, the assets, and the interests of your employees, and it in a way prevents others from misappropriating or fraudulently using your brand as their own. Um, in a way, they prevent them from riding the goodwill that you have, and gives you a pan-India protection. When I say pan-India protection, what I mean is the laws of copyright is different from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. The copyright protection that you have in India might be different from the copyright protection that you have in US. So in case you have a MSME or business or startup or whatever registered in Bengal, it will have a pan-India effect. But it might differ uh, in other jurisdictions. But that's how it is, because there are other conventions like Bern Convention and the Paris Convention. I won't be delving onto those conventions per se, because those are legal in nature mostly. But yes, this is the structure that we follow in India. If you register a trademark in Bengal, that will have a pan-India validity for 10 years. Subsequently, you can renew it for another 10 years, and then you can, go on renewing it. So the process is quite indefinite. Now the question is, where is the trademark registered? Normally, it is registered before the Indian Patent Office.
Next slide.
Right? Yeah. Yes, it is registered before the Indian's Patent Office. Indian Patent Office, in every major cities we have Indian Patent Office. We can do it online or offline. I mean, there are trademark attorneys who can do it on your behalf if you authorize them to do. But in my personal opinion, if you take the trouble of doing it all by yourself, I have the to get it registered. But given the present times, I'm not quite sure how long they're going to take. But otherwise, it's a very simple process. You need to fill up the form. The registration fees for company is 9,000 rupees. The registration fees for individuals as of now is 4,500 rupees. And any individual, I mean, proprietor, businessman, business person, startups, MSME. In case of MSME, you must have the MSME registration apply for trademark, and it's quite simple. So you can log into intellectual property right, intellectual IP India.com, and you'll get all the relevant information. And you need to submit your copy of the trademark that you intend to register, along with your PAN card and the address proof of the trademark owner. And now we have, I have for your perusal, I have EPA form, which is downloadable from IP India, that I have already, the form that is there in the slides. You can have it from there. And it's quite a simple process. In case you don't do it yourself, you can seek help even in Kolkata or in Delhi, or in professionals who are having these things done. So it's not a very complicated thing as we ought to think. And the next slide would be about what kind of trademarks do we have really. I mean, so what consists of a trademark? I mean, so it could be any arbitrary random word, like the first example that I gave, Zara, right? So Zara in Arabic, Zara is the name of a blooming flower, right? Many girls in Arab countries are named Zara. So that was one of the contentions of the Zara Tapers bar. They said that, look, Zara is not the exclusive name of the clothing brand, because it is in Arabic, it means blooming flower, blooming bird. It is, in fact, many girls in Arab countries are named Zara. So they cannot have the exclusive right over the word of Zara. Right. So, but the court said that let's not delve into the dictionary meaning of it, but that you are riding on the goodwill and fraudulently riding on the goodwill of Zara, that is becoming evident from the fact that Zara is written prominently and Zara Tapers bar is hardly readable or visible, and your Twitter handles and Facebook pages, they say Zara Airport, Zara Cathedral, etc. So, I mean, all that I want to say is that you can have anything, any word that is arbitrary, which might have a dictionary meaning, might not have a dictionary meaning. It could be a combination of letters, arbitrary combination of letters, devices, symbols. It could be shape of goods, the way you have it packaged, single color or combination of colors, or any name which is unusual for the trade to adopt, right? So that is how trademark is allotted. So frequently asked questions about trademark. So as I have already said, trademark is from the date of application, trademark is valid for 10 years. Subsequently, you can have it validated for another 10 years, and that process goes on indefinitely. So R within the circle is the registered trademark symbol, and the symbol indicates that the trademark application already is registered. And in case you have TM, so that indicates trademark symbol application already exists in respect with that business. So that is the difference between that's the difference between having the R within the circle and TM as symbols of trademark. And of course, you can have it registered online completely without having to submit it physically, having to take the trouble physically. And otherwise, you can also seek help from a trademark attorney who will do it for you. Now, let's get back to with what we have started. So the difference between brand, trademark, and logo. So logos and designs which are used to represent a brand or business are protected as trademarks. So as I have already said, all trademarks in a way are brands, but not all brands are trademarks. So that's the threshold difference we have between trademark, brand, and logo. So if in case of registered trademarks, so if they have something in original, suppose I am using a work by Picasso to have my business advanced, so that will also have copyright along with trademark and branding, right? So that will that difference we will be having in case of, like, when we say Nike. Take the simple example of Nike. A layman would think of shoes or t-shirts, right? But you associate that tick mark, right? Tick mark with the brand. So that is perhaps, and that ought to have an artistic implication. So that would be protected under copyright, that would be protected under trademark, and that is a brand in itself. So I hope I'm making myself clear. So if a brand or logo has element of creativity and originality in it, so it will attract copyright protection in addition to trademark protection. So just like Apple, just like how I started, that in case of Apple, I mean, there's a dedicated legal team which deals with the infringement of policies, so far as Apple products are concerned, even in case of Nike and all that. So the food for thought, as I've said, I'm loving it. So that's the catch line for MACD, right? So when I say I'm loving it, you immediately associate it with McDonald's. But I am loving it is not the copyrighted trademark. It is the brand. But when I see the symbol of McDonald's in it, so I associate it with the brand, and I am loving it, the catch line or the slogan that comes into picture. So as I have started by saying that brand and
হলো সিগন্যাল চলে গেল আবার ওনার।
আমাদের আছে ওনার মধ্যে চলে। Ma'am, he seems to be disconnected.
I have called him. তোমার কি ইন্টারনেট কানেকশনটা লুজ হয়ে গেল? না, আমি তো এমনি কল করছি। না, তুমি আবার কানেক্ট করো, যেভাবে ওই লিংকে আবার ঢোকো।
Hello.
Yes.
Am
Please
I
continue.
visible?
Yes, visible, audible. Please continue.
Yeah.
Because see, Mr. Chakraborty, there are many questions. So I understand you have raised a very interesting area. So if you would please go to your last slide and take the questions.
I would love to answer those questions instead of having monologue.
Olivia will forward them to you
I will
as you proceed.
Redirect. Yes.
And there is another request from my side, যে একটু যদি ছোট করে বাংলায় বলে দিতে পারো যে ব্র্যান্ড আর ট্রেডমার্কের তফাৎটা কি। As you said in English, all brands are not trademarks. এটা তুমি যদি একটু বাংলায় বুঝিয়ে দিতে পারো, আমাদের এখানে অনেকে আছেন যারা ইংরেজি বাংলা দুটোই বোঝেন।
প্রথমে এই ম্যামের কথাটা বলছি, যেটা হচ্ছে যে আমি একটা ব্যবসা শুরু করলাম, be it a startup, be it an MSME, be it whatever, right? So I am having a business started. এইটুকু আমি শুরু করলাম, সেটা করা মানেই আমার সেটা হচ্ছে ট্রেডমার্ক পেল না। কিন্তু আমি ব্যবসা শুরু করার সময় আমি একটা ট্রেডমার্ক যদি আমি অ্যাপ্লাই করে নিয়ে নিই, তাহলে কিন্তু আমার ব্যবসাটার স্বার্থ সুরক্ষিত থাকলো, এটুকু আমি বলতে পারি। মানে সমস্ত ট্রেডমার্ক যে ব্যবসাগুলো, সেগুলোই কিন্তু ব্র্যান্ড, কিন্তু সমস্ত ব্র্যান্ডগুলো কিন্তু ব্যবসা নয়। কারণ এই যে প্রথম আমি এক্সাম্পলটা দিলাম, সেইটাই আমি আরেকবার আমি বলে দিচ্ছি। দুটো হচ্ছে ব্র্যান্ড। যারা একটা ব্র্যান্ড, যেটা আমরা সবাই জানি, যারা সারা বিশ্বব্যাপী একটা ব্র্যান্ড, যা 3 বিলিয়ন ইউরোস সারা বছরে টার্ন অ্যারাউন্ড। হ্যাঁ, তা সেই ব্র্যান্ডটা 78 সাল থেকে স্পেনে আছে, তাদের বিভিন্ন পৃথিবীর শহরে আউটলেটস আছে। তারা যখন ভারতবর্ষে ব্যবসা করতে এলো, তারা দেখলো 2003 সাল থেকে ভারতবর্ষে একটি সংস্থা আছে যারা জারা টেপার্স বার নামে অপারেট করছে, এবং তারা তার জন্য কপিরাইটও চেয়ে বসে আছে। তো তারা সাবসিকুয়েন্টলি তাতে অবজেকশন দিয়েছিল যে তোমরা কপিরাইট পেতে পারো না, কারণ আমরা হচ্ছি জারা ক্লোদিং, আমরা হচ্ছি মূল ব্র্যান্ড, এন্ড ইউ আর রাইডিং অন দি গুডউইল, fraudulently riding on the goodwill of Zara, that is the clothing brand.
তখন ওরা দিল্লি হাইকোর্টে যখন যায়, দিল্লি হাইকোর্ট তখন বলল যে কারণ তোমাদের হচ্ছে এই যে এয়ারপোর্টে তোমরা জারা লিখছো, তাতে জারাটা বড় করে দেখা যাচ্ছে, আর ট্যাপেস বার যেটা তোমরা খাওয়ার এবং মদ্যপান করাচ্ছ সেটা ছোট করে দেখা যাচ্ছে। কারণ তোমরা ইউ আর অ্যাকচুয়ালি রাইডিং অন দি গুডউইল অফ জারা, দ্যাট ইজ দি ক্লোদিং ব্র্যান্ড। এবং এটা আপনারা চাইলে পরে এটা খুব সহজেই আপনারা ইন্টারনেটে পেতে পারেন এবং করতে পারেন। এটা খুব সেলিব্রেটেড কেস। দিল্লি হাইকোর্ট এটা ডিসিশন দিয়েছিল এবং বলেছিল বিকজ ইউ আর রাইডিং ফ্রডুলেন্টলি অ্যান্ড ডিসঅনেস্টলি রাইডিং অন দি গুডউইল অফ দি জারা, দ্যাট ইজ দি ক্লোদিং ব্র্যান্ড, therefore you cannot use the name Zara. এইটাই হচ্ছে একটা ব্যবসা খোলার সময় যদি আমি সেটার কপিরাইটটা নিই তার সুবিধা। এটা খুব মানে একটা ডাইসি সিচুয়েশন। কারণ কিন্তু দেখুন, একটা যারা কিন্তু কাপড় বিক্রি করে, আর আরেকটা যারা তারা কিন্তু যারা মানে when loosely translated in Spanish it means snack, something that is battered in olive oil, squid বা এরকম কিছু যেটা খাওয়ার সেইটা। হ্যাঁ, তো দুটোর মধ্যে কিন্তু কোনো সামঞ্জস্য নেই। কিন্তু দিল্লি হাইকোর্ট বললো যে নো, ইউ আর রাইডিং দি গুডউইল fraudulently and dishonestly, riding on the goodwill of the Zara, that is the clothing brand, to advance your business. So these are benefits of having the trademarks registered. Having said that, যেটা বলার চেষ্টা করছি মানে দুটোই কিন্তু ব্র্যান্ড এবং ট্রেডমার্ক দুটোই কিন্তু একটা ব্যবসার স্বতন্ত্র পরিচয় এবং ব্র্যান্ডিং এই দুটো বাড়াতে সাহায্য করে। কিন্তু কখন গিয়ে ট্রেডমার্কটা দরকার, সমস্যায় পড়লে পরে ট্রেডমার্কটা তখন দরকার, যেটা এই জারা এবং জারা টেপাস বার এই দুটো মামলার ক্ষেত্রে খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ হয়ে সুপ্রিম কোর্টের সামনে দাঁড়ালো। এবং আপনারা যদি এখন দেখেন কলকাতাতেও ট্যাপাস বার, ওরা জারাটা বাদ দিয়ে দিয়েছে, দিয়ে ওরা শুধু বলে টেপাস বার। আর মজার জিনিসটা দেখুন, টেপাস, তো এটা টেপা এন্ড টেপাস, তো TAPAS, ঠিক আছে। এটা যদি আপনারা মানে if you take that in Indian perspective, it becomes tapas, which is a word of Sanskrit import. So their argument before the court of law was we are using an Indian name, but if you know take the Spanish meaning of the word, it actually means snack, something that is cooked in olive oil and battered and kind of that. তা সেইটাই জন্যই হচ্ছে এইটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। এবং এটা এরকম কোনো বিষয় নয় যে প্রথমেই ব্যবসাটা শুরু করার সময় আমায় ট্রেডমার্ক নিতে হবে। কিন্তু যদি একজন আইনজীবীর পরামর্শ হিসেবে আপনারা পরামর্শ চান, তাহলে আমি বলবো লিগ্যাল হ্যাসেল গুলোর থেকে দূরে থাকার জন্য প্রথমে আপনারা যদি ট্রেডমার্ক নিয়ে নেন, সেটা আপনাদের ব্যবসাকে সুরক্ষিত রাখবে, আপনাদের ব্যবসায়িক স্বার্থকে অক্ষুণ্ণ রাখবে, আপনার যে কোম্পানির অ্যাসেটস আছে সেগুলোকে আপনাকে বাঁচাবে, ইন্টারেস্ট অফ ইউর এমপ্লয়িজ সেটাকেও এটা রক্ষা করবে। এই জন্য, এবং ইটস নট আ ভেরি কমপ্লিকেটেড প্রসেস। আপনারা যে কেউ যদি অনলাইন আপনারা অ্যাপ্লাই করেন, কোম্পানির ক্ষেত্রে বোধহয় 9,000, ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল যদি কেউ অ্যাপ্লাই করি তাহলে 4,500 টাকা। তা সেটা যদি আমরা করতে পারি তাহলে পরে কিন্তু অনেকটা আমরা কাজ এগিয়ে রাখতে পারবো। এইটুকু আমরা বলছি। এবার যা আপনাদের প্রশ্ন আছে সেটা আমরা নিতে পারি।
Yes, sir. So I would like to read out the questions from the chat box to you. So our first question is from Mr. Gautam Mujumdar. He is also a part of the core team of GLIP. So he asks, what are the steps that an entrepreneur should take if there is an objection on specific trademark or brand while it's registered?
Well, the simple answer to that question would be consult a lawyer. Consult a lawyer. এই যে প্রথমে যে উদাহরণটা দিলাম যে জারা এন্ড জারা, ওরা কিন্তু প্রথমে দিল্লি হাইকোর্ট যায়নি, ওরা মাদ্রাস যে রেজিস্ট্রি আছে তার কাছে বারবার জারা মানে দ্য ক্লোদিং ব্র্যান্ড, they were constantly writing to the Zara to the registry of Madras, they do not allow them to have the name Zara Tapas Bar. তারা ওরা অতদিন ধরে ওই they were sitting on the application, they didn't pay heed to the representations, subsequent representations, and subsequently the matter went before the Delhi High Court. যদি আমি একটা কোনো কিছুর জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করলাম, সেটার পক্ষে যদি অন্য কারোর কোনো বিরুদ্ধ মতামত থাকে এবং সেটা যদি রেজিস্ট্রিতে রিজলভ না হয়, তাহলে আমার কাছে আদালতে যাওয়া ছাড়া আর অন্য কোনো উপায় নেই।
Okay, so the next question is from Ankita Chakraborty, who asks, is MSME certification necessary for a business who has all the qualities of getting a global reach?
Well, MSME certificate do, at times it does wonder. কিন্তু যদি নাও থাকে তাহলেও কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। It's not a prerequisite. না থাকলে কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। You can nonetheless approach the registry to have your trademark registered. এটা কোনো বাধ্যতামূলক ব্যাপার নয়, কিন্তু তাহলেও যেতে পারে।
Tania wants to know what is the difference between logo and trademark. What is the difference between a logo and a trademark?
Logo and trademark. ট্রেডমার্ক যখন আমরা ধরো সাধারণভাবে আমি বলছি, অ্যাপেল ফোনে যখন অ্যাপেল ফোনে আমরা দেখি যে আছে, দেখবে একটা আর করে গোল দেওয়া থাকে, সেটা পেছনে দেওয়া থাকে, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ট্রেডমার্ক। And what is the logo? The half-eaten apple. Huh? Logo is essentially a part of trademark, but trademark is not essentially a part of logo. আমি কি এটা বোঝাতে পারলাম? না, যদি কনফিউশন থাকে তাহলে আবার বলো।
তো আমরা কি এটা বলতে পারি যে লোগো ইজ ভিজুয়াল রিপ্রেজেন্টেশন, মানে আমরা যেটা সচরাচর দেখতে পারি? হ্যাঁ,
Quite right.
Okay, sir. So Reshmi Mukherjee, who is an entrepreneur in our kitty, she wants to know what are the documents required for registration of trademark.
আমি বোধহয় ওটা একটা স্লাইডসে দিয়েওছি, যে প্রথম হচ্ছে একটা হচ্ছে তুমি কোনটা ট্রেডমার্ক কি নামটা ঠিক করছো সেটার একটা, তারপরে ওই টিপিএ ফর্মটা, আর তারপরে কপি অফ দ্য বেগ ইওর পার্ডন প্যান কার্ড, আর তারপরে হচ্ছে অ্যাড্রেস প্রুফ অফ দ্য ট্রেডমার্ক ওনার। এইগুলো, এইটা যে আমি স্লাইডসটায় যে দুটো ফর্মেট দেখো আমি দিয়েছি, স্যাম্পল টিএমএ ফর্ম, ওই ট্রেডমার্কের যে টিএমএ ফর্ম দ্যাট ইজ ডাউনলোডেবল এমনিতেই, ওই যে সাইটটা দিয়ে রেখেছি আমি ipindia.gov.in, ওটাতে গেলেই ওটা পাবে। এবং প্রথম হচ্ছে কি নাম দিতে চাইছি সেটা আমার একটা পছন্দ, তার একটা, এবার এখানটায় হচ্ছে মুশকিল হয় এই জায়গাটাতে, যে আমি একটা যেরকম আমাদের অনেক সময় মেল আইডি খুলতে গেলে, সাপোজ মাই নেম ইজ শায়ক চক্রবর্তী, রাইট? So there are variations of Shayok. So somebody would write Shayok with H, Shayok with A, Shayok with O, and all that. So, but সেই সার্চিংটা করার জন্য at times you might need a trademark attorney. Not always. If you are well informed, if you can do all the research on your own, in that case you won't be needing a lawyer. But যদি মনে হয় যে you can't do that research on your own, তাহলে পরে you can consult a trademark attorney. যেটা লাগে সেটা হচ্ছে কপি অফ দি ট্রেডমার্ক টু বি রেজিস্টার্ড, প্যান কার্ড অ্যান্ড অ্যাড্রেস প্রুফ অফ দ্য ট্রেডমার্ক ওনার। এর বাইরে কিছু লাগে না। আদারওয়াইজ হোয়াট এভার ইজ required is available from ipindia.com. ওখানে গিয়ে ফর্মগুলো ফিল আপ করতে হয়, করার পরে নর্মালি 3 থেকে 4 দিন বা ম্যাক্সিমাম 7 দিন, তার বেশি তো সময় লাগে না। এখন আমি এই পরিস্থিতিতে দাঁড়িয়ে বলতে পারবো না যে কতদিন লাগছে, বা কারণ আমি এর মধ্যে আমি এই গত 1-2 মাসে আমি কোনো খবরটা পাইনি, কারণ মানে these are difficult times.
Okay, next is a question which might form the foundation of the entire discussion we had today. It asks, and it is from the core team of LIP. It says, please suggest how trademark or brand registration is going to help our micro entrepreneur. And in your opinion, to protect this type of business, what should be the minimum need?
If you ask me as a lawyer, I have time and again reiterated the basic point that both are involved in giving business identity and branding. So both are essential to the business. As I have already said, all trademarks are brands, but not all brands are trademarks. So in case you, from the beginning, if you have an innovative idea, if you have a kind of uh, idea that could be stolen by others, I would suggest to protect the interests of your company, to protect the assets of your company, to protect the overall interests of your brand, have it registered. I mean, have the trademark registered. That would be my opinion as a lawyer. There is no, I mean, objective answer to this. But as a lawyer, I would, if somebody walks into my chamber and asks me this question, I would rather ask them to have their trademark registered even before ascertaining the fact whether their business will be a success or not.
Okay, moving on to the last question of the Q&A session, I would like to ask, is tagline a part of trademark? Is tagline a part of trademark?
Tagline.
Yes, yes. Is tagline a part of trademark? Like, do they need to trademark their
It's
tagline?
a part of brand. It's a part of
Okay.
brand. It's a part of brand. It's a part of brand. It's not a part of trademark. It's a part of brand, of course. So what tagline you use, it's a part of brand, but it's not your trademark.
Thank you, sir. So now
Any
over to
more
Sanjay.
questions?
I don't
Whatever
see any.
questions you have, even after I end this session, in case you have any queries, you please have it submitted to Professor Dr. Banerjee, and I will be more than glad to answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such a enlightening and valuable session. And
Was it enlightening? I don't think
yes,
so. The
absolutely,
kind of technical
absolutely.
glitch that I went through.
Sure,
Sorry.
there were some
Anyway.
technical issues, but I think that is one of the challenges of having a virtual meeting. So we would definitely hand you over some questions if we additionally receive some after the session. And so thank you everybody for joining the session. Hope you all learned something from it as we did. And so just to update you on our next session, just a minute. Is my screen visible?
Did we just end?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay. So our next session, next Friday session is marketing, where to start. So everybody who is a little confused about marketing, this is the perfect webinar to attend. It is by Professor Marielza. It is on the May 7th. So we hope to see you all for the session, and we will end the session by a screenshot. So I really request you all to please switch on your cameras, if you may.